Alright, I'm here, so let's just start despite the fact that the countdown is not over. So, hello everyone, hello tech. Welcome to another day of casting Alchemy League, Season 8. Now, before we start, I'm sorry if I'm not on par with the YouTube uploads, but I realized I made a mistake in one of my previous casted sets where I just forgot to cast the third game, because we had a rule change from this season, I guess, onwards, that you do need to have played 2 games for a set to be valid, but if both players agree on that, they can play a third game. I had completely forgotten about that rule when I casted Caesar against Plush Werewolf, so I saw a third file and I thought, oh, there must have been a drop and they just had to do a restore. And I realized after finished casting that, oh no, that was a third game. So I casted the third game offline. I just have to edit it into the recording of that casting session, and once I'm done with that, I will upload everything on YouTube. I have time this weekend, so I'll probably do that in between today and tomorrow. So, with that out of the way, let's just get into today's sets. We have 4 of them. And no, this is not, because that's a big spoiler. Sorry. So the first set is going to be Forteraiger. I don't know what's the proper pronunciation of that name. Against Jasuni. I'm just going to call him Forty or Fort. Yeah, I'll call him Fort. Or Raiger. I call him Raiger. That sounds cool. So Raiger, he is a player from Ukraine. As you can see, he is around 1200. And yeah, he's currently sitting at his highest. Now, I believe he is a new player when it comes to the tournament. I don't know for how long he has actually been playing the game. Oh, he might be a new player altogether. Okay, that's interesting. Newish player. I mean, we have from June. Maybe he was playing single player and now he started playing multiplayer. I think just throwing yourself into tournaments is a nice way to improve, because you just get to experience so many different settings, and I believe that's better for improving when you want to improve at the game, rather than, just playing ladder all day long, when maybe you just pick the same save all over and over. But anyway, yeah, I'm curious to see how he'll fare in the tournament, and he's going to be playing against Jasuni, who is at this point a veteran of the tournament, of the league. He is a player from United States. He is sitting around 1,000 elo, but he has shown some very good games in the league, so despite the elo disadvantage, he might be able to take a game, if not 2, from Raiger. I do not know how to do a Ukrainian accent. The only Ukrainian people I ever met had been living in Italy for a long time, so they didn't really have an accent, so I have no clue what they actually sound like when they speak English or some other languages. But yeah, anyway, let's look at the draft. So game 1 is going to be on Arena. So this was played in round 3 of the first sprint, which is coming to an end in a couple of days. I think it's 4 days left, maybe 5. So today is Saturday. I believe it's about 4 days, right? It's Saturday. I think the round ends on Wednesday. So yeah. And game 2 is going to be played on Oasis, which we've seen a lot of because it was the map for game 1 during the first round. And these 2 players actually played 3 games, and I can already tell you that the third game is going to be on Arabia. Now, the Civilizations, we have the usual 5 admin bands. So Vietnamese, Armenians, Franks, Goths, and Persians. Pretty good bands. We've seen some craziness from the Armenians and some from the Goths. Persians overall are a good civ when you have this kind of settings, when you have sudden death mode. So pretty nice bands. Vietnamese, I feel like the bonus which tells you where your enemy's TC is not as big in this tournament because of the way the tower spawns. So, okay, let's use the corners of this square, right? You know your TC is here and you have your tower here. So basically, you know that your opponent's TC is going to be here and his tower here, because the two towers, they have to spawn on opposite sides of the map from each other, and TCs, they have to spawn at similar distances from the towers. So with these settings, it's actually easier to tell where your opponent's TC is. So the Vietnamese bonus is kind of nerfed. Still nice to have, but kind of nerfed, in my opinion. Now, as for player bans, we have Gurjaras and Bulgarians from Forteraiger. I like these bans. Bulgarians, with the man-at-arms, you can do some craziness. Gurjaras, if you can get to castle and do some elephants, you can take down TCs and towers pretty fast, especially on arena. It might be nice to do, where the potential for castle drop is not as strong as on open maps, where you castle drop your opponent's tower and you win. As we'll see, the way the tower spawns on arena, you cannot really do that. So yeah. That said, he was left with Byzantines, Lithuanians, and Slavs, because Koreans was sniped. Now Jasuni, he banned Vikings and Malay, which are interesting bans. I guess Vikings and Malay, being infantry civs, you could do something similar to Bulgarians. So I could understand Malay. They're also an amazing arena civ. I'm surprised by Vikings, because we have no water. I mean, there's water on Oasis, I guess, but you don't really get there. Oh, true. True. The fact that you have the king to scout with. Yeah, we've seen people lose kings to TCs. So yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, right. Now, Jasuni, he got Georgians, Saracens, and Romans, and he got his Italian Pix Knight. Overall, I think they both have very good civs. I slightly prefer Raiger's draft. Byzantines are just so good, in my opinion. Byzantines are great on any setting and on any map. That's just how good of a civ they are. Like, if you had to go blindly into a random map with random settings, I think Byzantines, you just go Byzantines, right? But yeah, Georgians and Saracens, Romans are still pretty good civs. Okay, so that was the draft. Let's just jump into Capture Age and see what they have in store for us. Okay, so this is Arena. As you can see, the towers, they spawn, as always, from a, the usual distance from TC, but they are surrounded by woods, by trees, and you have a single road leading to your TC. So contrary to what you see on other maps, you will not be able to rush the tower in feudal or even castle age, right? Because you have to go either through your opponent's base or through this wood line. Now, one thing to keep in mind on this arena that we have in the tournament is that you have 2 layers of wall, right? You can see just one, but you actually have 2. Now, I was surprised by that when I was testing the map, but it makes sense because you do not start with the scout, you start with the pattern instead. So if you had a single layer, I think that would just make feudal plays too strong, right? Because in feudal, you get here, you basically break through the wall with a single pattern, and then you can go crazy in your opponent's base. So that's actually a nice choice. So, speaking of civs, we have Byzantines from Rhaegar, and we have Georgians from Jasuni. Now, I'm not sure what Rhaegar is going to be doing, but Byzantines, you can do a fast imp build. I wouldn't say quite easily, but you can do it. And the thing is, he could sit here with a trebuchet, right? So if he goes fast imp, maybe you drop a castle here to have map control, and then you take the tower with your trebuchets. I mean, that's the game, right? 2 layers of walls, so see, if I just click, it shows me 1 stone wall, but if I do this, sorry, there's 2 layers. It's a double layer of walls. So if you attack it, 1 layer goes down, but then another one just remains there, and the same goes for the gates. So it's not as easy to break through your opponent's walls. Oh wait, was that not intended? I mean, even if it was a mistake, again, with the petard as your starting scout, I think that's a good mistake, right? Because again, otherwise, Jasuni could just go here, break the wall with the petard, and wreak havoc in his opponent's base in feudal. I mean, unless you want to promote feudal play on this map, I think that's a good choice. I guess some people could make an argument to promote feudal play on a closed map, but it's not the end of the world, right? Now, what I would be curious to see, because I haven't really encountered this in when I was testing the map. I hope these two... I don't think it's going to come into play in this game, but I hope these 2 trees cannot be deleted with Palisade. They shouldn't, but usually the ones which cannot be deleted, they have forest in, you know, in brackets. Oh, no. Okay, no, they don't. Some of them do. Okay, that's fine. Okay, they cannot be deleted. Okay, cool. Okay, so we have feudal from Jasuni. He is going up with the Georgians. He was just taking deer with the mule cart. And Georgians, I mean, he might be able to pull off a fast... No. There's no way he pulls off a fast castle here. I was about to say that Georgians are actually quite easy to pull off a fast castle with, because you get the mule cart for free at the start, and you start with the barracks, right? So you don't really need to spend any wood in Dark Age to build extra buildings aside from houses. So you already have your 2 buildings to go up to feudal, and once you get to feudal, you will need a mill for the market. But you could also go, oh, I have a barracks. Okay, I'm going to go blacksmith and either archer range or stable and go up with that. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind with Georgians. It's not as good as with the Khmer, let's say, but it's still nice to have. Okay, so in the meantime, the monument keeps changing owner. It doesn't make much of a difference. As you can see, even if it changes owner, the countdown continues. And it will continue until it goes below 100 years. If that happens and ownership changes, it goes back to 100 years. And starts from there. Rhaegar is now going up to castle, and this doesn't seem to be a fast imperial build. Because usually, I think you do, what, 27 plus 3 with Byzantines, something like that. Or 30 plus 2, I forget. I do not do fast imp that often, to be honest. Okay, we now have a mill for Jasuni. So Jasuni was faster to feudal, but yeah, it seems like he kind of wanted to go fast castle, but didn't really have the resources nor the buildings. Yeah, I agree. Fast imp should be the play here. Again, it really depends on the way the trees generate. But I think more often than not, you can just sit with a trap here or here and trap down that tower. Of course, you wouldn't need to have map control, which is not easy to get when you're going fast imp. But I could see some civs go, I don't know, you go for defensive castle at home. You use that to go fast imp. You maybe take map control with unique units. And then once you have a map control, you keep it and you just trap down the tower as you go up to imp. Now, in order to do that, you would have to use... Yeah, I guess you would have to use unique units which are ranged and cost no food. Otherwise, your fast imp gets... yes, your Imperial Age gets slowed down too much. So, I guess Portuguese, Bohemians. Who else? Burmese would be nice. Oh, Bengalis. They're an evergreen on Arena after all. Yeah, I was thinking about monks. The thing is, if you go for a monk siege push, the fact that you have double layer, I think that slows you down too much, doesn't it? Unless you meant monks for map control. In that case, yes. Yes, that can work. Okay, so Castle Age from Rhaegar. So Jasuni is still in feudal, and I like what he did, right? He realized, okay, I was kind of messed up my build. Let's just go feudal boom. And honestly, I do like feudal boom on arena style maps, especially on this one, because again, double layer, so double the safety. Hey Jasouki, welcome. So yeah, Jasuni just doing a little feudal boom here. Rhaegar, he's up to castle, so yeah, he's there, but he's not going to be able to drop extra TCs because this is played on sudden death. And actually, that's one more point in favor of feudal booming, right? Because you're not going to be able to drop extra castles in, extra TCs in Castle Age, so might as well stay longer in feudal and boom. Again, double layer of walls, so you're going to be able to deal with the pressure if it ever comes your way. The only argument you could make for a fast castle is that then you can just go monks and get the relics. But, I mean, on these settings, we don't see games go for that long, so I don't know how much relics really are going to be making a difference. Now, that said, it's the first time I cast Arena on these settings, so I'm curious to see. Hey, Biscuits, welcome. Yeah, exactly. You just need to be up in time to deal with any Castle Age threat. But again, you can allow yourself to be a little bit late because of the double layer of stone walls. Because this is going to take a long time to go down. Okay, and Jasuni, he is up to castle. Does he know about the castle going up in his face? He does. Ooh, that's... I mean, he should have seen the villagers come forward with the Jasuni monument line of sight, but that was a... That was nice, how Rhaegar put the castle right in the fog of war. Okay, so Jasuni being pressured. He's going for a monastery, or rather a fortified church. That's going to be nice. That's in a nice spot. It is going to get... Yeah, I think it's going to cover this farm completely. Maybe not this one. It's a 10 tile range. Attack range is 6, so that's 9. No, I may be able to cover this one as well. And we do have... Oh yeah, we have cataphracts from Rhaegar. Okay. That's not something I was expecting. And he stopped attacking. Why did the castle stop attacking? Okay. It is randomly stopping its attacks, but yeah. Okay, so gate goes down, but there's another one. I wonder if they knew when they started this game that there were a double layer. Which villagers? Oh, these ones. Ooh, Jasuni is going for a castle drop himself, I think. But there's cataphracts, and he opened the walls. Oh, and there's a wolf as well. Oh, this was a mistake. Oh, Lord. Yeah, those vills are dead. Did he have Loom? Yeah, he does have Loom, but still. They're going to die. And now he's going to drop the castle here. I mean, to be fair, he's closer to Imperial than his opponent, right? No, he's missing the gold. He's got nobody on gold. Honestly, if he kept those villagers at home and dropped the castle here, at that point I think he does have the eco to go up faster than his opponent to Imperial. And then you can just trap this one down. And you take map control, maybe with some Aspas. And you just go here and trap down your opponent's tower. Right? Because, sure, the cataphracts, they were actually good for stopping this. But otherwise, they're kind of a waste. But yeah, Rhaegar now, he is going to Market Abuse and go up to Imperial. Yep, there we go. And yeah, I mean, Rhaegar now has map control, so yeah, I think a trebuchet from here ranges the tower, right? That's 10. Yeah, I think this is 10. Yeah, it should be able to range. Isn't it? Do not get for siege engineers, so if it doesn't range... I guess you could cut a single tree with the trap and just sit here instead if it doesn't range. I don't know. Yeah, maybe Jasuni is just rusty. And Jasuni could be up to Imperial Age if he wanted to. Right, just needs to sell... Wait, does he have a market? Okay, yeah, he does. Yeah, if you sell those 600 food and maybe 200 wood, you can be up to Imperial Age. Now, the issue for Jasuni, aside from, well, the potential for traps here, is that his stone is forward. So even if Rhaegar does not go for the tower, he could still, you know, take down his castle with traps, and Jasuni would not have the stone to repair that. Now the castle cannot range on the other side to the other side of the stone, but Rhaegar is now in Imperial Age, so he doesn't need the food and the gold as much. Well, I guess he needs the gold for the traps, but he's got a lot of gold. So if he just got Fletching, Botkin, and Bracer, then he would fully range the stone. And Jasuni would, well, he would be screwed then. Okay. Trebuchet coming forward. It's the moment of truth. Let's see if it does range. Oh. Okay, quick reminder that it's quite easy to misclick your units when attacking the tower because of the weird hitbox that it has. So yeah, I think Jasuni kind of misclicked on the walls. But that's fine. He's got time. Sorry, Forteraiger misclicked. But yeah, he's got time. Jasuni. Ooh. Ooh, that's interesting. So it only took basically 3 shots. Ooh, I didn't see this coming. Wait. Jasuni. Okay. He came forward with Monaspas. Monaspas are actually insane when it comes to melee fighting. He might be able to clean this. Cataphracts have no upgrades. He's going to kill the Treb. He's got a Monk. Let's go, Jasuni. Let's go. Staying alive. More Monaspas coming. There's more Cataphracts coming. But again, Monaspas are just superior to Cataphracts in this situation. That was such a nice save for Jasuni. Holy. I was already about to give the point to Rhaegar, you know? Now, I think Jasuni is still in trouble because he will need... Yeah, he's going to need to get rid of these 2 castles, right? And in order to do that, he would have to add a couple of Trebs. If he does that, though, he will not have Monaspa production. Rhaegar, on the other hand, he could just build a university, get chemistry, and use bomber cannons to take down his opponent's castle. And in the meantime, he could still make some cataphracts. Actually, I wouldn't mind him adding some monks. Right? To convert the Monaspas, to take relics. He's got the wood, he's got the gold. I would like to see him do that. But no, I think he's just going to... Okay, yeah, he's just going to keep making traps. He might actually wall like this to make sure that the Monaspas cannot come out and kill the traps. Because it took, what, 3 shots? Oh, actually, it might be... Oh, so the tower gets stronger during the ages, doesn't it? Or did he get some... Okay, no, he got masonry, that's why. Okay. Okay, 2 traps from Jasuni. Just 1 from Rhaegar. That said, Rhaegar, he is Byzantines. So these castles, yeah, they're quite chunky. Ooh, but Rhaegar is attacking the traps and not the castle. So Jasuni, if he gets to repairing the traps... Jasuni? No, you need to repair the traps. Jasuni. No, it could have been saved. Yeah, I guess he sent the Vils to get the gold and the stone. You need to keep a couple here to protect the traps, or rather to repair them. Yeah, the trap goes down, so now Rhaegar can just attack the castle. that castle would have gone down if Jasuni had kept the 2 traps alive. Yeah, now Jasuni is going to be desperate and attack the traps with 1 Aspas. He's going to clean all of this, but he's going to be left with no units to attack the castle. Well, sorry, no traps to attack the castle. Oh, actually, he's not going to go to clean this. Castle goes down. Now we get an architecture, but the castle is down already, and yeah, Jasuni calls the GG. Oh, actually, the tower went down as well. Okay, I didn't notice that. So, throughout all of that, Forteraiger, he's Naki Trap. Yeah, Jasuni knew about the trap. He could have just gone this way. Oh, I guess he didn't see it until it was too late. Because he could have just sent cavalry through this, which would have been outside the range of the castle. He probably didn't get... Wait, did he get... Yeah, he probably didn't even get the notification of the attack. Because you do not get an attack notification when your tower gets hit. You get notifications from the walls around it, but not from the tower itself. Oh, it's not supposed to have double layers. Okay. Okay, so map will be changed. Okay, that's okay. So let's look at statistics real quick. Yeah, eco-wise, Jasuni was very close. And despite losing, what, 10 villagers. And well, that's in part due to the fact that Rhaegar's eco was kind of a fast imp eco. It's actually quite decent now. But Jasuni having these churches really helps. Yeah, this is actually something I like. I see so many people playing Georgians and not dropping churches. You have to use the power of God to help your villagers. I'm a bit sad because I think if Jasuni keeps those traps alive, he's got a chance to win this, right? Because Rhaegar had, what, 5 vills forward repairing the castle. That's not going to be enough to out-repair 2 or even 3 traps. So if Jasuni keeps those traps alive, maybe gets to 3, and then sends a couple of vills to stone to be able to repair his castle. He's Georgians, right? So repairing that castle is going to be cheaper. I think we have a game we have a comeback on our hands if Jasuni does those things. Because again, he could just go through here to snipe the traps if he wanted to. And actually, he could have just sent the cavalry here, right, to keep the area safe. You re-wall this piece of wall, and you just trap your opponent's castles. So yeah, Jasuni, despite losing those 10 bills, still had a chance in my opinion. But okay. Yeah, Jasouki, so the way the map works right now, which apparently was not supposed to be the way it is that you have double layer. Which, I mean, I thought it was supposed to be that way because you start with a pattern, so if you just had one layer, then people can just break through in feudal, right? And you have feudal play on a closed map. So maybe that's why, I thought that was why we had 2 layers, but apparently no, that was not supposed to be the case. Yeah, I noticed because I was doing some tests in single player and I tried the pattern thing. Because I was thinking, wait, we start with the pattern, so let's just go feudal. Let's just play, I don't know, Ethiopians or Saracens, something like that, and just go full archers on our opponent. And then I realized, oh wait, no, that doesn't work. But yeah, let's load up game 2, which is going to be on Oasis. Okay, so Oasis, we have Saracens here for Jasuni, and Lithuanians here for Forteraiger. And we have a stone wall generation around our tower. So it's quite likely that we're going to be seeing some fast castle from either player. Saracens could very well do that because of the market. And Lithuanians, well, you start with 100 plus food, so that kind of helps if you want to go fast castle. I think you can shave off one vil from your build. But we'll see. Also, I think the fact that you have so many sheep on this map really helps. I mean, there are still 34 Gaia sheep left on the map. We have 7 from Raiger and what? 11 from Jasuni. So yeah, if you want to go fast castle on this map, I don't think you even need to get the berries, right? I mean, you still go there for the mill, but it's really not needed. Okay, 3 on wood. 3 on wood, okay. So for the time being, 3 on... Okay, 4 on wood tells me this might actually be a fast castle from Jasuni. Unless he wants to go for Men at Arms Archers. I don't know, I don't really do Men at Arms Archers, to be honest, so I don't know how many you put on wood for that one. 3 from Raiger, so I guess this is field play from him. Let's see, does Jasuni... Okay, Jasuni doesn't know about the tower, but he should know that it is in this area. Look at that. Yeah, he's gonna run with the petard. He'll probably go so far away, so far forward that he realizes, wait, no, it has to be in this area. I mean, he's going to see the walls with the sheep, I think. Raiger, on the other hand, yeah, he hasn't found his opponent's tower. But yeah, he should know. Oh, we have a militia. 2 militias, actually. Is it going to be 3? Do we have a third? Do we have a third? Uh-huh. No? Okay, we got loom. Okay, there it is. So militia, I guess it's going to be just pressure early on from Raiger. I don't think these militia are for the tower, because there are stone walls, and even despite the fact you have a petard, you cannot break through this, because I don't think a single petard is enough to take down the wall. So he probably expects fast castle from his opponent, and he's just going to go forward with the militia to disrupt him. But again, with this amount of sheep, yeah, you're... good luck. I mean, you're going to be able to hit the berries maybe, or the wood line. But yeah. Actually, people should just pick Britons on this map. Imagine the amount of wood you would have with Britons. Okay, Raiger kind of shows his militia. He's taking down the house, which is nice. I mean, houses in Dark Age, they really have low HP. he should realize this is open though, right? Yeah, exactly. Jasuni makes maps, so he knows that the tower is going to be there. I mean, he knows, right? He knows. You can tell by the way he sent his units. I mean, even the TC, look at this. Okay, so militia coming forward. We have Feudal Age from Rhaegar. Not yet from Jasuni. He's going to lose that build because no loom. And, well, 3 militias. But that's fine. He should be able to click up to Feudal Age now. And honestly, once he does, he might be able to... Okay, yeah, we get loom first. That's fine. Honestly... Yeah, he's going to wall his wood line. Okay, he's going to go to gold. I don't know, I think you could just send them to stone instead. Right, because you have so much food underneath your TC that... You might be able to naturally have the food for Castle Age once you get to Feudal. And then you'd only need the gold, but again... Your Saracens. So that market is going to be 75 wood instead of 175. And the blacksmith is going to be 150. So you need 225 wood. You just sell the remaining wood. Maybe 100 stone. And you go up. So that's why I'm saying just send all of your vills to stone at this point. But I guess gold is fine as well, right? And maybe he doesn't want to go for a castle drop on the tower. Maybe he wants to do something else. I don't know. Okay, I like this. I forget who it was in chat who was talking about this with me the last time I casted. But yeah, scout. I don't think scouts really work against a fast castle in this situation, because if your opponent comes forward with 20 vills to drop a castle and you have 5 scouts, you're not going to be able to do anything. So I think if you're playing feudal and you're going for defense against the castle drop, double range archers is probably your best option, right? We have skirmishers instead. Okay. Because if you go double range, by the time your opponent comes forward with vills to drop a castle, you might be able to have, I don't know, 10 archers with fletching. Even if he comes with 20 vills, you can deny it, I think, in that situation. Hey, Loza, welcome. No worries. Okay, archer range from Jasuni. Wait. Is he thinking Saracen archers to take down the tower? Ooh. I mean... I don't think it works. Doesn't work against the tower, but... if you get to castle... and you're able to clean what your opponent is making... which is unlikely because he's making skirmishers and you're going to be making archers. Forget about the tower, you might be able to take down the TC with Saracen crossbows. Although it probably takes too long, and by the time you get here, your opponent is in castle, he drops a siege workshop and bye-bye crossbows. But Jasuni is not clicking castle. He could, if he wanted. Could easily. Oh, there we go. Yeah, crossbows, with Botkin, they can outrange the CC because they have 7 and TC has 6. But you cannot outrange this tower because it has 10. So you would have to sit underneath the tower, but you need to get through single layer of walls and the palisades. I mean, palisades are going to go down quite easily to Saracen crossbows, but not the stone walls. And I think... Huh. If Rhaegar gets fletching, you might have to sit in the tower's range to get to get the stone walls with crossbow as well, so not really an option. Oh, Jasuni going to lose everything on the wood line. Okay, Jasuni added skirmishers. He does have fletching and the archer armors. His opponent doesn't. So yeah, Jasuni, he lost quite a bit of vills, but he's going to be able to kill all of this. But he's not on stone, so I'm not sure what he's going to be doing. I mean, by abusing the market, he's going to be able to get Botkin and crossbow upgrade. He's going to be able... Oh, is he going siege? He's coming forward with villagers. Yeah, I wouldn't mind siege. Yeah, it's siege. Okay. Okay, Rams. Ooh, the timing is going to be very, very tight. Okay, we have crossbow. Should have Botkin any moment now. Ooh, no. I don't like that. I mean, your opponent already knows about the villagers, I think. Because of this. So you might as well do it. Where, yes, he sees you, but it's closer. It's going to kill that vill. He doesn't have deep wood for a ram. Sell food, buy everything else. Let's go, Jasuni. Let's go. Sell food. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Just embrace the Saracens you have inside of you. Just go full market. No need for Nico. Just go full market. We have 6 vills forward. That's fine. Because we're going to be putting the vills in the ram. I like that. Okay, Forteraiger is going for... Okay, we have another range. Forteraiger is going for knights. With armor, no bloodlines, but armor coming in. And no botkin still for Jasuni, so... Yeah, knights might work actually. We have 2 rams. Get in the ram. Or repair it. Get in the ram. Jasuni, put the vills in the ram. Put the vills in the ram. Come on. No. I think knights will clean this. Knights, elite skirm with the hill. Jasuni now notices he didn't have Botkin. Oh, lord. Yeah. I mean, if that push dies, which it will, I guess? Wait. Ram is alive. Not for long, but it's alive. We have another one coming. Crossbows, yeah, they take the knight. Will they take the second? There's a third. No, okay, this push is dead. And Jasuni does not have an eco. Forteraiger does, so... Okay, Scorpion for the... Okay, wait a second. Jasuni? No. Oh, it's going to be so close. Yeah, those villagers coming to repair the tower. Yeah. Ooh, that's a shame. again, just like the previous game, I think Jasuni had it. But just like in the previous game, he made the mistake of not repairing the traps. Here, I think he made the mistake of not having botkin. I think if he has botkin, those fights go very, very differently. You could also argue that, yeah, making the workshop there instead of here buys him, I don't know, 15 more seconds, which might have been enough in this case to take down the tower. But I think botkin was the biggest one. Yeah, Magnon is going to go down as well. And at this point, yeah, you have Lithuanian Knights. Well, no relics, so they're still normal Knights. But you have Lithuanian Skirmishers who move faster, so they're always going to catch up with any units you can make. You might be making. Now that said, Jasuni is getting heavy plow. Okay. Yeah, attack. I was actually thinking about that, and I might have thought of that because I saw the knights. But yeah, I guess a monastery. If you're going for this kind of crazy play, just make a monastery as well. Especially if you're Saracens, right? You're always going to have gold, because everything becomes gold with Saracens. So a couple of monks over there. Even just to kill the units might have been nice. There's skirms, and skirms kind of can just shot the monks if they want to, but yeah. Ooh, nice mangonel shot. Jasuni. Yeah, we now have monks for Rhaegar. He's probably going to go for the relics. Jasouki. That's a requirement of being a 1k elo. You have to be an atheist. Yeah, workshop went down. Yeah, first rally coming in for the Lithuanians. I mean, that said, Jasuni, he did make like 4 fortified churches in the previous game, so... I mean, Rhaegar could just go for the tower if he wanted to here. Right? You drop a siege workshop here of your own, you make like 4 rams and you just rush it. Jasuni, he is distracted over here, so... You know, seeing people attack the Saracen market reminds me of that one time I was playing against... I don't remember who it was, but basically he was Saracens. I was taking down his market and he just told me, "Oh no, you're killing my super cheap market." And he just drops like 2 of them behind it. That was fun. Okay, we now have a monastery from Jasuni. I guess there are too many knights at the moment to make monks effective. Yeah, he can just attack the monastery from here if he wants to. And yeah, Mangonos can just roll forward and take down the TC. And this is sudden death, so if the TC goes down, Jasuni is dead. Knights will get in on the wood line. Yep, they're in. That's another 8 kills. I mean, just one of them is stacking the builds. The other 4 are just... Oh. Walls are more important, I guess. No, it wasn't in the league. It was just a practice game I was playing against someone. I forget who it was. I think it was Anfediak from the Irish server. I forget. But yeah, this is GG. I mean, 60 bills against 24. I think I'm just going to fast forward a bit here. We do have redemption for our single monk, because we cannot make any more. And we no longer have a market, and we do not have the wood to build one, so... yeah. And Rhaegar takes game 2. A shame. Really a shame. Again, I think this could have worked if Jasuni just had Botkin. And maybe put the vills in the rhymes. Oh, there's a castle on Jasuni's tower. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. You are pressuring this side, so you can just go that side if you want to. One sec. Yeah, I mean, sure, the push and the TC is enough, but you never know what your opponent is making, so might as well go for every single... Oh, he did have a market. Okay, never mind. Might as well go for every single option. Okay, so Forteraiger takes this set to 0, but there was a third game. So before we move on to the next set, let's take a look at that. So it is going to be on Arabia. No, this one. Okay. Okay, so we have Slavs for Rhaegar and Romans. Sorry. Romans for Jasuni and Slavs for Rhaegar. Okay. And we have fortified palisades, so going for some kind of feudal play would be doable here. And honestly, if we're going for that, I kind of prefer Slavs. Right? I know Romans get double armor. I know they have the amazing eco. But they do not have arson. Slavs, not only do they have arson, they get it for free. So their bonus comes into play as soon as you get to feudal. Romans, they would have to build a blacksmith and get the upgrade. And that still wouldn't help them take the tower down faster, because I think by the time you have the blacksmith... So let's say you get here at the start of feudal with men at arms. By the time you have blacksmith and the armor, I think you're already attacking the base of the tower. So it doesn't really make that much of a difference. Slavs, on the other hand, you get to the tower. Let's say with men at arms, you get here with men at arms at the start of feudal. You already have arson, so you break through this palisade quicker. You break through the second layer quicker, and then you take down the tower quicker. So, yeah, I do prefer Slavs in this situation. Hey Rhaegar, welcome. We are just taking a look at the third game. We watched the first two. Very nice games. Also, sorry if I'm just calling you Rhaegar. I do not know what the proper pronunciation for this is, so I'm just going to go with Rhaegar. Okay, so 3 on wood for both players. Yes, so this is going to be a feudal play. So is there a way to switch? I know there's a way to switch, because it kind of irks me that we have Rhaegar here on the left, up here, but he's on the right side of the map, and Jasuni is on the right, but he's on the left side of the map. I know there's a way to switch those, but I just forget. Okay, Jasuni, is he going to push the tier? No? No, they're pushing with the king. Okay, Rhaegar is. Double border from Jasuni. Okay. That's something. Ooh, shoot that, shoot that, shoot that. Okay. I mean, he's Roman, so he's going to eat that faster. Meaning that there shouldn't be as much decay. But that's still interesting. Okay, Rhaegar in the meantime, he... Okay. Pushing the... Oh, yeah. That one is going to be a pain to push. I wouldn't be surprised if he just gave up on that and just used this king to scout around. I think that's the third one anyway, so yeah. It's nice if you can get to 4, but 3 is enough to do a nice uptime. And there we go. We have fuel age from both players actually. Jasuni is slightly slower. Yeah, he has more idle TC time. Do we have Loom from either player? Okay, both players have Loom. What? What did I miss? Was that a pattern? It was a pattern, okay. So Jasuni uses the pattern on the fortified walls. We do have militia coming. Now you need to be sneaky with your militia, because if you pass right through the middle, well, not only your opponent is going to get a notification because the monument's ownership is going to change, but he's also going to be able to see your militia because you always have vision on the central monument when you are playing on King of the Hill settings. Okay, it's 2 militia from Rhaegar. He didn't go to gold, so he's not going to be able to make more of those or upgrade them to... It says he has 1 villager on gold. Where is it? Huh. Oh, there it is. Okay. Another barracks from Jasuni. I actually like this. You already opened this, so you might as well make another barracks and keep the refill closer. And he's coming with vills as well. Okay, Jasuni is just going all in with this. And I like it. Okay, he's got the armor coming in. He's going to have to take down the palisade. There's militia from Rhaegar. I wouldn't mind a tower here, right? Because all your vills are not going to be able to fit around the tower, so you might as well just drop a tower to get some extra damage in. It's also nice to pick off enemy villagers if he ever comes with his own villagers. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I don't think this is going to work though. it really boils down to how good your Will Micro is at this point. We have a range going on for Forteraiger. Still no fletching, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue for him. We do have the armor in for Jasuni, and look at that, Jasuni. He's kind of idling his TC, and he's using his foot to just make more and more militia. Because he knows that's his win condition at the moment. He knows he's too all in at this point. He cannot just back down and go back and try and develop an eco. He needs to get some damage in here. And, I mean, we have 5 men-at-arms with double armor. We got a lot of palisades. Wills are dying from Forteraiger. This is doable. Yeah, there's way more stuff here for Jasuni. Raiger, he only has one single Veil on gold, so he's not going to be able to make archers. He has to make some skirmishers. We now have the archer coming in, but still no fletching, so that archer is not going to be able to do as much damage. Tower might go down. Yeah, Jasuni is going to use the Veils to attack the tower. Yeah, you use the militia to kill the Veils. That's the right play. Let's go, Jasuni. Let's go. Villagers attacking the... Okay, Jasuni takes this one. Let's go. Nice. Yeah, here the winning play was just forgetting about the TC and just making man-at-arms. That was the winning play from Jasuni. The forward barracks, yes, that was the right call. If you're going all in like this, you have to commit 100%. You cannot just send, I don't know, 5 vills and a couple of militias and then try to get back into the game from there. You have to go like this. I really like that. Okay, so Jasuni takes a third game. So the set ends 2-1 for Raiger. I cannot change it here because it's set to be play L2 because that's the base format for the league. But yeah, nice set. I'm happy to see Jasuni taking a win in the end. Yeah, Raiger, I can see that. You see the pattern attacking the wall and you think, yeah, it's maybe just a misclick or he didn't know what to do with the pattern and he just sent it. But yeah, I mean, if that happens at the start of feudal, then people get suspicious, right? Because it's like, okay, it's feudal, he might have army, but it happened in Dark Age, so if you do not see anything coming for the next 30 seconds, you think it was a misclick. So yeah. Yeah, Vil fights are so hard. Yeah, repairing the tower is actually not easy because it does have a weird hitbox. So sometimes you think you click the tower where actually you've clicked the walls. And that goes for both repairing and attacking. It's difficult to get right. But yeah, Vil fights, they just get crazy overall, so. Okay, so that was the first set for today. Let's go back to the drafting table and see what our second set is going to be. Okay. For our second set, we're going to have Jasouki playing against Ezio. So, Jasouki, he is a player from Spain, sitting around 1100 with the highest of 1200. He is not a newcomer to the league. He's actually been playing with us for a while now. He also works as a scripter. Now, I forget. Yeah, so Highland was actually made by Jasouki, same with Saltmarsh for the season. And in previous ones, he made some pretty nice maps. I remember Vithov for, I think it was season 6. That was a very popular map. Now, his opponent is going to be Ezio, who, as you can see, is from Colombia, from the Numa clan. We've had quite a lot of people playing in the league, actually, from this clan, so maybe he heard from his clanmates. I believe it's his first season in the league, and he is currently sitting at his highest of 1200, almost 1300. So elo-wise, he is going to have a slight advantage. But again, Jasouki has the experience when playing in the league. He should know the maps better than his opponent, being a scripter. So we'll see if that is going to be coming into play in this set. Yeah, probably. Yeah, Snappy most likely told them all. Okay, so maps are going to be Highland for our game 1, which tells us that this was played in round 2. And again, Jasouki worked on Highland. Let me check real quick, because I do not... Yeah, he worked on Highland, so he should know that map better than his opponent. And map for game 2 is going to be Oasis, which, as we mentioned previously, was the map for the first round. Now, civ-wise, we have the usual 5 random bands. In this case, we got Berbers, Bengalis, Persians, Bohemians, and Armenians. So we got most civs starting with a B. I think Burmese is the only one left out. Anyway, Jasouki then went on to ban Magyars and Vietnamese, whereas Ezio went on to ban Georgians and Romans. I like the Magyar ban. If you think about it, they can still be quite scary if they go for that kind of, militia or maritime plays, because you get the attack for free, right? And so you do not need a blacksmith for that. So it's an insta +1 attack. I forget if Magyars get arson. I think they do. There aren't that many civs which do not get arson. So Goths and Romans, I know they don't get that. But I think aside from them, everyone gets them, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I would have to check, but yeah, I like the Magyar ban. Ezio went for Georgians and Romans. Now Jasouki was left with Italians, Inca, and Khmer. Got the Saracens sniped. Actually, did I just say Jasuni? I'm sorry. If the names are so similar that I might actually get confused. If I get confused, I'm sorry. I just finished casting Jasuni, so yeah, please understand me. Ezio, he was left with Maya, Franks, and Hindustanis after getting the Ethiopians banned. This is my Street League, okay. We have to get some custom civs as well, just to represent every single character from Sesame Street. Okay, so let me load up the first game real quick. So we said it's Jasouki against Ezio. Okay, here it is. Capture age. Here we go. Okay, so game 1, we have Ezio playing in red as the Mayans, and we have Jasouki playing in the yellow as the Incas. Okay, I was not expecting Incas, but at the same time... Okay, he's over here. Yeah, I was just thinking, you can start without building a house, right? Generally speaking, when you play as Incas, your start can be with a single house instead of two, so you go to food faster. In this case, he starts with a free house. So you can just skip the two starting houses, and then you build your house at the timing where normally you would be building your third one, and you're just good to go. So Jasouki should have... Oh, he also went for the... Oh, he went for the board quite early on. Okay. So, Highland... Okay, we got the generation where you got the ice, so you cannot sail through this. We got... Okay, we got our shallows, or rather frozen shallows, close to the monument. In other generations of the map we've seen, they tended to be closer to the tower. So you had a bigger area here in the middle, whereas in this generation you do not have that much. Which means that players could just go for safe docks to get food here. And if you want to disrupt your opponent's fishing eco, you would have to walk all the way to the other side of the map and just drop a dock and be offensive with some ships. So this is an interesting generation. We do have palisades instead of, you know, stone walls or fortified walls. Also, sorry about this mod. I actually think it looks awful, but I'm just going to keep it on during the league because it makes it kind of easier for me to click the tower instead of the palisades. So, yeah, I'm sorry. Bear with that for this season casting. Yeah, Hidden Cup format would be nice. It's just... It would have to be kind of a special season, right? And you would have to handpick... I don't know, around 16 players and whatnot. Because otherwise, you would have to... I mean, let's say you have about 30 sign-ups for the league. You have to think of 30 different names. And then, if you use the usual format, so you have 2 sprints with, you know, 4 rounds each, you would need someone to be a mediator between the players for those 8 rounds. Which spans for, I don't know, what is it? Is it 2 months, 3 months that the league spawns for? I think that would be, spans for, I mean, that would be too much to ask. Right? Hey Maxi, welcome. Yeah, it's 2 months and a half. That would be insane to coordinate that many players for such a long time. Also, you would have to pick, I don't know, the 16 best performing players throughout the history of the league, which means that NeoZz would be there, and so if anyone gets, I don't know, 2-0 or 3-0, they would say, oh yeah, I was playing against NeoZz anyway. Kind of like in the old days of the actual Hidden Cup, you had people losing 2-0 to their opponent and then say, oh yeah, I was against the Viper, something like that. Okay, so we have fuel leads from both players. Neither of them went for water. Do they know about the fish? Okay, Ezio does. Does Jasouki? Yeah, Jasouki knows as well. Oh, actually, I just noticed we have a mezzo show-off here. Standoffs here. Okay. Oh, actually, did Ezio get... Ezio did get Loom in Feudal Age. Sorry, in Dark Age. I didn't quite catch if he did that at the start of Dark Age, as you usually do with Mayans. On these settings, you actually don't need to do that, because you have a starting house, so you do not start house with Mayans. And Ezio is going... Okay, he's going double archery range. Hold on, let me check real quick. What was the uptime? 917. No, that's slightly slower than what you would do on a team game. On team games, I think with Mayans you can do 830. Feudal Age time. And Jasouki is up to castle. Look at this. He's up to castle. He sends 14 veils to stone. 17 veils to stone. And I mean, he knows where the tower is. Yeah, he knows. And remember what I said at the start of the stream? Or rather, in the previous set. I think if you know you're facing this kind of play, double range blacksmith is probably your best option. Jasouki, he's going to have trouble going for that tower. Now, funny enough, if he did a dock for some fish, not only would that have helped with the fast castle, he would also have access to a transport ship. So he wouldn't need to go this way. He could just run for the water. Let's say the archers chase you. You get on the transport here, you get here, and the archers would have to go all the way back here. Jasouki, he's not going to have enough stone for a castle. And the archers should be enough to take care of this. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, he's Inca. Yeah, you get the armor. And suddenly you kind of... Yeah, it's still not enough. And he's losing so many veils because he tried to fight them with the fight the archers with the veils. So if it's 15% less... so it's what, 97 less stone, something like that? Yeah, I think it's 97. Or 98, one of the two. Yeah, I think, especially if you're Inca, I think you can kind of delay the castle age time by about 2 veils. Sure, that gives your opponent more time to get, you know, the archers out. But then you maybe get to castle that you already have the armor. And maybe you can drop a barracks on the way and make a couple of eagles because of just how cheap the eagles are, right? And those eagles, they might not be able to kill all of the archers, but they can distract them. And that gives your villagers more time to build a castle. But yeah, this is not going up. Yeah, and Jasouki calls the GG. So Ezio takes the first game. But yeah, double archery range well, especially with Mayans, is probably the best way to counter this. Now I wonder So let's say Jasouki went for this stone instead. You're actually closer. Would that have made any difference? I mean, the archers would have found him anyway. But then he would be closer when he wants to go and drop the castle. I don't know. But yeah, archers, they should in theory counter this. But again, I think as Incas, you do have a better chance than others just because you have access to eagles, which are cheaper as well. That was actually a very nice timing for Castle 8. But okay. Let's load up game 2. Which is going to be on Oasis. And here we are. Okay. So we have Franks from Ezio. I like to see that. I like to see Old Age of Kings saves getting some love. Ooh, Ezio misses the... Yeah, they're talking about how the sheep are quite far away from the TC, and yeah, he didn't find a single one. Yeah, this season is, I guess, old scripts were used. That's the base for these modified maps. But yeah, you have your sheep quite far away from the TC, so sometimes you don't even see them. Okay, we have a Palisade generation this time as well. Yeah, Ezio just has to get Loom because he was so late to food. Actually, I'm curious. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just checking how you say sheep in Spanish. I was just curious about that. Okay, so Franks, as much as I like them, are they that much of a good choice? I mean, you do have cheaper castles, so that's something. Not as cheap as the... Actually, as cheap as the Incan ones. But... I guess it's doable, castle drop with Franks, right? But again, Jasouki, he has Italians, so if he thinks that's his opponent's play, he does have a good archer play himself, so he can just basically do what his opponent did in the previous one, right? But let's see. Oh, so in Italian, sheep would be pecora. But I guess this is the word for sheep in Spanish, right? Which is close to how in Italian we call the animal family that the sheep are part of. I don't know how else to say that. Which would be ovini. And, you know, if you say pecora, it means like the sheep. Whereas if you talk about ovini, it means, I think it includes both sheep. Wait, does that include goats as well? I think it does. No, I don't think it does. Okay, I'll have to check. I'm ignorant of my own language. But yeah, basically, when you're talking about things concerning sheep, then you would use some kind of variation of the word ovini. So for example, if you talk about the place where the sheep sleep, or rather stay for the night and whatnot, that's called ovile, so the place where the sheep are. No, you're thinking about bovini, which refers to cows. Whereas for sheep we use ovini without the B at the start. But yeah, so Ezio is up to Feudal Age. So is Jasouki. Jasouki is going to gold. I don't think this is a fast castle build because he doesn't have enough on wood. Okay, yeah, sorry, I had to check, but yeah. Goats are not part of, well, ovini. Because goats are capridi. Anyway. Sorry, enough about that. Okay, we see... Okay, houses here on the side. I'm guessing Ezio is going to go for scouts, which, I mean, makes sense. As Franks. Although I do think that Franks are kind of in a underrated archer civ in Feudal Age. They're not great in castle, and you definitely do not want to go for archers in Imperial as the Franks. But I think if you go for archer playing Feudal, it's actually quite nice as the Franks. No, I meant goats are related to some degree to sheep. Okay, pattern on the vills. We've seen that many times. It doesn't kill the vill. But considering Ezio is going for scouts, actually, oh, he's going for scouts on the... Okay, he made the stable on the tower. That's interesting. And what I meant is that, yeah, you do not kill the vills, but you can just make them, you know, weaker. Yeah, if they're unloomed, it will kill them, but you just make them weaker, so if you go for scout raids, it's actually quite easier to pick them off. Oh, hey Otter, welcome. Welcome. Thank you for the raid. Wait, how you do this? Hold on. I think I... Okay, let me show you how much of a noob streamer I am. Is it like this? It isn't. Is it like this? Unrecognized comment. Okay, I'll just give up on that. Thank you for the raid, Otter. Actually, oh, I'm an idiot. I have a comment just for you. I forgot about that. Also, welcome everyone. I am casting Alchemy League, Season 8, which you might have seen something from Otto's stream, because he's playing in this one. We're currently watching Ezio against Jasouki. This is game 2. Ezio is currently leading 1-0, and he is going for the scout approach. We've seen, which we haven't seen work as much this season, thank you for the follow. But he's kind of making it work, right? He has kind of staved off Jasuki's aggression, and now it's here he's walling this, which is nice if you want to prevent some kind of rush on your tower, but it is not going to be enough to keep you safe from eventually a castle drop. Oh, Tom, thank you. Thank you for the raid as well. I didn't notice. I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, scouts are working. He killed 5 bills up until now. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought it was Otter's raid. I'm sorry. I saw his name and I figured, well, it's him. Sorry, Tom. I got confused. Oh, yes. Yeah, thank you, Biscuits, for reminding me. So, for those who don't know, yeah, if you lose the tower, you lose the game. This is played on sudden death, so you lose your TC, you lose the game. But this is also played on regicide, so you lose the fat man, you die. It's also played on King of the Hill, so you take control of the monument, you keep it until the end of the countdown, you win the game. And this is also played on standard, so you build a wonder, you keep it up, you win the game, you get the relics, you let the countdown go down, you win the game, you get the drill. We have 1,000 ways to die, or if you look at the other way around, you have 1,000 ways to win. Ezio with some other nice raids. Jasouki should just wall this because he knows Ezio is skulking around with those scouts. Yeah, we saw a couple of wonder victories in previous seasons, but not this one. Because, I mean, there are faster ways to get the win, right? And these scouts are still on the... on the mining camp. Okay, Ezio is dropping a tower because he knows these archers are coming. He is ahead by 10 vills and he is closer to Castle Age. He's probably not going to be able to clean this. Oh, he does have the armor though. Jasouki doesn't. So these... yeah, no, he's not going to be able to clean that. But he's still killing... okay, Jasouki is not watching this, I think. He just has the gather point on the gold and he keeps sending vills and they keep dying. And Ezio is up to castle. And honestly, he could go for stone here. Right? You rush all of your vills to stone. Eventually you get a castle up on this tower and you win. Oh! That's sad. So... yeah, Jasouki was making spears to protect from the scouts, but he didn't notice that he was making them from here. And they just spawned inside the wall. So they're trapped. Ooh. Yeah, that's sad. And I think Jasouki clicked up to castle behind us. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Ezio is going to clean this. I don't think he's going for stone. I think he's just going to stay on knights. Yeah, second stable. He did break through here. Or rather, Jasouki destroyed a single piece of wall to get out with the spears. That let the scouts in. They're going to die to the spears now. And Jasouki, yeah, he's sending vills to stone. If he can hold and get the castle up, then maybe he can do this with NeoZz, but he's behind by 10 vills. So yeah, this is going to be difficult to pull off. Okay, these two spears, yeah, they're not going to be enough. Oh, no, that's not from Jasouki. Yeah, these knights will kill the vills, so he's going to be off stone. Even if he walls his vills in, there's skirmishers coming, so that's not going to be enough. And we have bloodlines. So is this... I mean, sure, knights will take care of the skirmishers, but not of the other knights, because you're going to be behind in numbers and upgrades. Okay, so Jasouki gets up to castles. There's going to be a forward siege workshop from Ezio. Okay, so Ezio is kind of ignoring the tower. He's just going for the juicy TC. And this is something we see happen a lot in the league. People, they start fighting with units and they kind of forget about the tower. So they just go for their opponent's TC, trying to use that as their win condition. And honestly, here Ezio, he could just get the second armor as well. And once you get to, I don't know, 15 knights, you can just dive the TC. Make a couple of rams and ram it down with that. Okay, Jasouki denies the siege workshop. That's something. But yeah, he's still open on the gold. I mean, look at that. Ezio has killed 28 vills, 29. It's going to be 30. 31. Yeah, and calls the G, and Jasouki calls the GG. So, Ezio takes the set to 0. I'm happy. I'm happy to see... I'm not happy that Jasouki won, of course. Sorry, Jasouki lost, of course. But I'm happy to see Franks, or in general, Age of King civilizations manage to get wins in the league. I think it was a good call from Ezio to build the stable over here. He was able to intercept some vills coming forward from Jasouki quite early on. So he kind of got rid of any pressure in feudal, and then just kept raiding and raiding to death his opponent. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, more army. Funnily enough, if Jasouki had tried what he did in game 1, so fast castle for a castle drop, I think it would have worked here. Because by the time he gets to castle and comes forward, I think Ezio is going to have, what, 4 scouts at most? If you send 20 vills, you're not going to stop that castle with 4 scouts, right? But yeah, Jasouki opted for some kind of feudal play here. And Ezio just, well, played on that, took the lead, and it ended up winning the game. Okay, so that was our second set for today. let's go back to the drafts and let's get into our third set. Okay, so third set for today is going to be Biscuits against Empire. Now, Biscuits, also known as Mighty Space Fruit, he is a player from the US, currently sitting at 1800. He has had a highest of 1870. He has played in previous seasons of the tournament. I don't think he's played in every single one, but I would say he's played in, 90% of them? Something like that. So he is definitely a veteran of the league at this point. His opponent is going to be another player from Numa in Colombia, just like Ezio that we just saw. So Empire, he is a 1600, almost 1700 player, but he has a highest of 1865. So elo-wise, when we look at the highest, these two players are quite similar. If you look at the current rating, there's an advantage for Biscuits, but you know, sometimes that doesn't really make them that much of a difference. And yeah, Empire, he is a newcomer, so not only he has a slight disadvantage when it comes to elo, he also has a disadvantage when it comes to experience. Okay, so map-wise, we're going to have once again Arena as our game 1 map. So this was played in round 3. As for our second map, we're going to have Oasis. I think this is going to be the third set in a row where we had Oasis as our game 2 map. Okay, civ-wise, we have the usual 5 random bans. In this case, it was Georgians, Japanese, Burgundians, Bengalis, and Burmese. Biscuits went on to ban Spanish and Malay. I can see reasoning behind both, right? Malay, amazing civ on Arena. Spanish as well, but Spanish you can also go for some kind of crazy castle drops on open maps in these settings, so I like that ban. Now, as for Empire, he banned Bohemians and Portuguese. Now, Biscuits was then left with Khmer, Persians, and Saracens because the Italians were sniped. Empire, he was left with Lithuanians, Chinese, and Maya because the Mongols were sniped. I don't think I've seen Mongols played a single time in this season, actually. I mean, they tend to get banned a lot, but there's probably better civs right now in these settings. I don't know. Just a random thought I had seeing them sniped. Anyway, let me load up the first game and we can jump straight into that. So, Biscuits against Empire, here we go. Okay, so yeah. All right. So Biscuits, Khmer on Arena. I want to see if we had the same idea. I think we did. I don't see any other reason for picking Khmer, but we'll see. Anyway, yeah. Biscuits here in the blue playing as the Khmer, whereas his opponent, Empire, he is playing as the Chinese here in the red. Kind of a interesting pick, Chinese on a arena style map. You don't see that often. But at the same time, this arena doesn't play out the same way as standard arena does, right? Because if you look at this, single tile, double layer. So that opens up a lot of different plays, especially eco eco plays. And actually this, from what Tech was telling me in one of the previous sets, is not supposed to be the case. You're not supposed to have double layer. But we had it, so I think a lot of sets played on in this round will have this kind of setting. Anyway, second board, sorry, first board coming in. Yeah. Players are just going to be pushing the deer with the kings. Now, while we have time to talk about that, this version of Arena, you still have the tower, but it does play out a little bit differently from other maps of the tournament. Because as you can see, the tower is kind of cut off from the rest of the map by this wood line. You do have a road leading to your own base. But yeah, you cannot actually go aggro on the tower as you would on other maps. And Empire needs to realize that 4 of your starting ship are actually close to the tower. Biscuits has already taken his. And this is actually a weird generation we've had, because other generations I've seen, you do not have a single line of trees, right? You have like maybe another line here or here. This is very, very open on both sides actually. So Arthur, at the time of casting, this is still there, because Attack noticed this today. So I don't know when it's going to be patched. Yeah, I agree. Without double layer, it's just rape, because you can just break through with the pattern, with the starting pattern. Yeah, Biscuits, I guess it's kind of obvious what you want to do with Khmer. But I have to say, with this single layer, it actually makes it easier, right? Well, also, I don't think it's going to be patched today, so you should still get the second layer. But I do agree, I don't think it needs to be patched. Because again, with the pattern you can break through, right, if you have a single layer, so that's why I thought it was intentional. Right, because I remember I told you about this, what was it, 3 days ago? And I told you I thought it was intentional, so I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, Monument continues to change because people are just walking past it. We have Feudal Age from Empire. $22 Vills. 29. Did he get Loom? He did get Loom, so this is kind of... this kind of works if you want to go Feudal Boom, I guess. A bit late, maybe, for a Feudal Boom, but again, you have Chinese start, so it makes it awkward. But again, I believe that if you are double layered, then Feudal Boom is actually a very viable strategy. Because it's sudden death, so you're not going to be able to build multiple TCs anyway once you get to castle. So you might as well stay in Feudal and boom a bit with that. Okay, Empire uses the Petard on on Biscuits Petard, but that takes about half HP. Actually, let me go back a second. I want to check something real quick. Okay. Huh. They have 1000 HP, so maybe a single pattern would still not be enough to break through these. I forget. Okay, Biscuits is up as well. He is on stone. An Empire. Okay, he's got Blacksmith and Market. Is he going to sell the stone? I mean, if you do not intend to make extra TCs nor a castle, I guess you could sell the stone to go up. But yeah, this is awkward. He's going to click... Yeah, Biscuits. Perfect build, so he's going to be able to click instantly. He's going for a stable, okay. Yeah, Capture It doesn't show the king as a unit, unfortunately. But luckily you can see him on the minimap, so there's that. Okay, Biscuits. Oh, I'm guessing he's going to make a couple of scouts just to keep control of the middle. Yeah, because he realized I can cut through here quite easily, so let's make scouts, let's control the middle, and I can just... Actually, he could just drop a castle over here if he wanted to. Yeah, the Khmer cat, I think it's a fun one. Oh, look at this. Biscuits is going for a stone wall over here. I mean, you don't really have to be afraid of Empire coming through here. Okay, Empire doesn't know that there's a passage over here, so in his head, this might actually be walled off by a woodline, but it isn't. There's a passage. Okay, he's going archers. Archers. Oh, no, not archers. He's going CA for map control. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, I'm not going to judge because I tend to do this as well on Arena. But I don't go straight CA. Make a couple of archers on the way up and then you go CA. Because if this was a castle drop, it would go up, right? Because Biscuits would already be here with the villagers building that, and you would have to wait for the CA to come out. Interesting choice from Empire. Still, I don't get why he went Chinese for this. Unless he really likes the eco, I guess. Well, yeah, Zach, he is tree-walled, but he just wants to be extra sure, I suppose. Actually, did the vill... Huh? Okay, Biscuits, you need to fire the vill who was supposed to be building this. Okay, where's the castle from Biscuits? Okay, here it is. Oh. These, you mean? Okay. Yeah, I guess it's useful only when you look at Siege, not at CA. Okay, we do have a siege workshop. But, I mean, Biscuits doesn't really need to go through here, right? It is going to take a while, but he could just go the long way. Yeah, honestly, when I thought about doing this, I considered the long way. I just thought that in this situation, it's so thin that if you can get map control, then you can just cut through here and be done with it. But yeah, at this point, you're safe. You know your opponent is not going to be up to Imperial because of how much he's investing. So, yeah, just a mangonel, castle. Make his singles. Make his single Ballista Elephant. And you cut through. Now, the real question is, you cut through with the Ballista Elephant, sure. But what is Biscuits going to be making to take down the tower? Because honestly, you could just add, I don't know, 6 petards, and those are going to be enough. I mean, you got the castle anyway, so might as well go petards, right? Just send them behind the... Oh. Yeah, Empire just finding out now that it's double layer. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a fair point, Tech. There's 300 years on the monument. But, I mean, this is going to take a while. For sure, but... I don't think it's going to take more time than that monument. Also, side note, I don't know how often that works, but I noticed if you cut diagonally with the elephant, let's say you take this elephant and you target, I don't know, this tree or this one, sometimes it will cut both trees. Like, it will cut multiple trees instead of just one. Yeah, like that. Sometimes it does cut multiple trees. It's weird. I don't know how you can probably recreate that. But yeah, that's the thing to keep in mind. Yeah, Maxi, it's 2 layers of wall. It's 2 walls on the same tile. Okay, Empire is going to get all of the relics. Right? So we might see a countdown here. No? What? Am I missing a relic? The Biscuits... No, Biscuits didn't get anything. Huh. Yeah, I guess Biscuits wants to take down the tower with knights. It makes sense, right? By the time he gets here and destroys the tower... Sorry, destroys the palisade... Empire will not have time to react. He's going with a monk. Wait, does he know? Maybe he was looking over here and he heard the Ballista Elephant. I don't know. But yeah, I guess you see Khmer. You can kind of expect that. Hold on, let me check. Let me check in game if you had... where is it? Oh, wait. Oh, I think you cannot get the relic victory. I think having King of the Hill kind of overrides that. I may be wrong, but... Okay, the elephant is through. We do have 3 monks here, though. But there's a single scout which might be able to kill all of the monks. Luckily, he went for the one with no juice left. Okay, gets the monk. Gets the scout, sorry. He still has juice on 2 monks. So he could go for that. But the tower... Yeah, the tower might go down, actually. Okay, he's coming with C8. Hold on. Hold on. He might be able to save this. Not if the elephant kills all of the C8. No, no, no. Run away with the C8. Don't take the fight. Don't take the fight. Okay. Okay, go forward with the C8. Come on, Empire. This is doable. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Dude. Do we have... Oh, we don't have Botkin. Yeah, I think he's safe. No? Yeah, he's safe. Okay, okay. Now send Vils to repair this, otherwise you lose. Okay, there we go. And he is up to Imperial. Okay, this is a good position for Empire. Yeah, I mean, if this was pattered, the tower goes down, right? 100%. Okay, Maxi, I feel like now we need a show match between you and Biscuits on this map. Best of 21. Just playing this map. No other maps. Okay, we got Imperial from Biscuits as well. Now, eco-wise... Oh, he's going to have C8. Oh. There was a hole. Oh, Lord. I mean, they're going to die to the castle, so yeah. But I mean, yeah, it's sudden death, so you have no extra TCs. So all of this is quite exposed. And all of his houses are on the front, so he cannot even hide in the houses with the Khmer bonus. University... I guess it's for ballistics? Now, if we look at build numbers, it's actually better for Biscuits. I guess it's going to be even the moment that Empire hits cast Imperial Age and goes back to making them. Now, Empire is faster to Imperial. He does not have the wood for a trebuchet, which might be an issue. Thing is, if we're looking at a low eco situation, I kind of prefer the Chinese to the Khmer. Oh, he's getting heavy rocket cart. Ooh, that's expensive. Because, I mean, now Empire could go heavy rocket cart and fire lancers as a play. And we have more raids here for Biscuits, because he cut through here. Okay, yeah. We do have a gate. Those are light caps, so they were never going to kill the tower fast enough. But Empire still no traps. Biscuits, he has a trap. And he has scorpions here in the middle, so he could just roll over here with the trap and take down the tower from there. Oh, Empire is cutting through with the rocket carts. I think that's too late. Also, sometimes this happens when you try to shift click on the trees with onagers and whatnot. You think you click the tree, where in reality you didn't click the tree, and so the dumb units are trying to get on that location. So towers have... Yeah, I think 3 trap shots are enough. Because in a previous set we saw a 950 HP tower go down with 3 shots. So this should be... And it was close to go down to 2 shots. So I think with Siege Engineers it's 2 shots if you have... Maybe even with this amount. But I mean, Chinese, they do not get Siege Engineers, do Khmer. Yeah, Khmer do. There's a castle on Empire's face. I mean, if this castle goes up, then Biscuits can just... He doesn't have to worry about units coming forward from here, and he can just sit here with the tribes and take down the tower, right? Needs to be careful though, because Empire is coming. I mean, 4 heavy rocket cards might be enough to take down the tower in time. Because these things, they ignore armor. I like how Max is just going crazy in the chat. Okay, we have 3 traps from Biscuits. I guess he wants to go for the TC at this point, no? I mean... I swear, if Biscuits loses this because he wanted to go for the TC... Oh lord. Okay, he can hear it. He could hear the rocket cards, because he's trying to build some walls. Where's the wheels? Yeah, there they are. So Biscuits is just going traps and scorpions here. Again, you send a will, you build a gate here, and your traps just sit here and they take down the tower. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Biscuits. Titanic. Biscuits. Yeah. I think it is. GG. Wait. Biscuits is victorious? What? Oh, he took down the TC. Oh, I'm blind. Oh, jeez. That was so close. Jesus. So he just ignored the castle fire and went for the TC. Dude, I cannot read chat if I'm watching the screen with the game. So... Ah. Perfectly calculated. Okay, sure. Sure, dude. This was so close. Just one more shot and the tower goes down. Oh. Okay, let me just... Okay, yeah, he could range him from here. Wait, was Empire... I think Empire didn't notice this, and so he wasn't repairing. Right? Yeah, no repairs. Maybe he thought he could do it on time. Oh, there was a shot coming in. I mean, if Biscuits was, I don't know, 2 seconds later, he would have lost. Ah. Ah, jeez. Maxi, I think... As a caster, yes. These are much more entertaining to watch. As a player, I think it depends on your approach to the game, right? Because I've had fun up until now, despite the fact that I still haven't won a single game. But I guess some people just don't like these kind of settings. Yeah, I agree. Second layer of walls really changed everything. Because just one layer, it's just Petard and Will Rush. But yeah, with this second layer, it changes a lot. And I was also talking about this in one of the previous casts. I think we're going to be seeing wacky strategies work in this first sprint. But then the moment we enter into sprint 2, we're going to be seeing, I would say, longer games. I would say more, how do you say, more conservative plays, because people have figured out the maps. I figure out what works in which situations, how to counter it, and whatnot. I mean, just in today's cast, we've seen people counter the castle drop on the tower, whereas in previous casts, that seemed kind of unbeatable. So yeah, I think going forward, games are just going to get better and better as people figure out the maps and the settings. Okay, this was a very nice game 1. We had the Khmer cut, we had the almost defeat to Biscuits. Yeah, this was very nice. Okay, let's go game 2 and see what these lads have in store for us. Okay, game 2 is going to be on Oasis. Okay, so we have Biscuits in the blue, playing as the Persians. Very nice save for these kind of settings because of the extra HP on the TC and the faster working TC. So when you can all build one, that's very good. And his opponent is going to be in the red here as playing as the Lithuanians. Okay. We actually saw Lithuanians, what was it, 2 sets ago. So second time today we see Lithuanians on Oasis. And actually I think it was Ezio who played, no, what am I talking about? No, Ezio played Franks, never mind that. It was the set before that one. So we have a Stonewall generation, so plays in Feudal Age are not really going to be viable. Oh, I just had a thought. So you get these stone walls at the start of the game, right? Do they get upgraded to fortify wall if you get it? I guess they do. So in that case, Persians might not be as good because you do not get fortified walls. Yeah, for sure. You could go scouts, kill the villagers, as we saw Ezio do. So that could be viable. You could also go full archers and just sit around your opponent's TC and prevent them from running to your tower and castle dropping it. I mean, you can still play standard feudal, right? It's just you're not going to be able to. That's sad. So, by the way, I think it was 3 patches ago, something like that, they added a new feature that you used to have, you know, the gather point. Ooh, Biscuits loses a militia to the TC, okay. So you used to have just a single gather point. Now you can just put one and then shift right click and put a second one, so the units will just spawn that side and go the other way afterwards. Yeah, Empire has to destroy a single piece of wall. And he is going to build rush this. hold on. I mean, the pattern is not going to be enough to break through one layer. Also, there's wolves. So Biscuits using the power of nature to keep himself alive. I mean, is this going to be enough? Because... Dude, there are so many wolves. This is why you pick Magyars, by the way. Actually, I was saying how Magyars can be nice because of the free... Oh no, it's enough to break it. Okay. Okay, you need to destroy multiple pieces of wall. And Biscuits, is he going to panic? Oh yeah, he is. Okay, is this going to be enough? It might be? Hold on. Is Biscuits going to get here on time? Run, Biscuits, run! Now, if you're Empire, you start walling. Yeah, you see this being deleted, just drop a gate over there. Oh yeah, this is going to be enough. Okay. Yeah, because Biscuits is trying to repair the tower, but no, it's going down. Okay, so Empire takes the second game. So Maxi, we were saying the second layer kind of made Vilrashi is not as viable. Yeah, I honestly thought a single pattern would not be enough to take down a piece of wall, but apparently it is. Okay. Yeah, GG. So Empire just evens out the score, 1-1. That's a funny graph, I don't know why, but... Yeah, probably with some vigilance it can be prevented. I mean, you kind of need to prevent your opponent from destroying the piece of wall with the petard. Or you need to see the petard coming, and as you see that, you just send all of your veils, I guess. It's also quite dependent on how many HP the tower has, because the amount of HP the tower spawns with is random. I do not know what the specific range is, but it is random. We've seen towers with 950 HP. So, let's say this tower had more HP, then Biscuits can maybe make something happen here and defend. But yeah, so Vilrashes are still viable. To some degree. Okay, so that was the third set. Let's go back to the drafts. And let's get into today's final set. Before that, let me check one thing, because Otter was mentioning that he is playing later today. Okay, so that's in what, 4 hours from now? Okay, I'll think about it. Anyway, we have our fourth and final set for today. We have NeoZz playing against ShiXo. Now, NeoZz, he is currently the highest elo player in the tournament. As you can see, he's a 2k2 with the highest of 2k5. So quite the good players we have here. Quite a good player we have here. He's French, and he's been playing in the league for 4 seasons now, I think. I think he started with the what's it called? With the space-themed one. And actually, oh, is he no longer in OS? Oh, okay. So maybe it's just AOE 2G, or maybe he just changed the name. I don't know. So when he started playing with us, he was in the OS clan. I don't know if he left or if it's just if he just changed the name or whatever. His opponent, he is going to be okay. Maybe it's just AOE 2GG which doesn't show the clans. So ShiXo, he is from OS as well. He is quite high elo himself, as you can see. 2k2 currently, 2k3 highest. And he is a player from Germany, and just like NeoZz, he has been playing with us for a while now. Although ShiXo has been with us for longer than NeoZz. So experience-wise, when it comes to the league, he should have a slight advantage. Although, realistically, NeoZz has been slapping around people in the league for 4 seasons now, so we'll see. Okay, so map for game 1 is going to be Highland. So this was played in round 2. Whereas for our second game, we are going to have Saltmarsh. I think this is my second time seeing this one being played, so that's pretty nice to see. Oh, maybe I'm either that or I'm getting confused with rivers. I don't know, but generally speaking, we see Oasis, Arabia, sometimes Mongolia left as our second map, so it's nice to see something different. I don't think I've seen a single Black Forest game being played yet. Same for Gold Rush and Yucatan. But I mean, I don't like Yucatan, so I don't mind. Anyway, so for our random bands, we have Saracens, Romans, Vikings, Celts, and Berbers. NeoZz went on to ban Georgians and Armenians, so no mule cards. Apparently NeoZz hates mules. ShiXo, on the other hand, he banned Mongols and Persians. Fair bans. I mean, they're both powerhouses. Now ShiXo was left with Lithuanians, Italians, and Japanese after getting the Dravidians sniped. Whereas ShiXo, he was left with Incas, Goths, and Portuguese after getting his Gojara pick sniped. Okay. Overall, NeoZz kind of has the stronger looking civs, but ShiXo has the more, crazy play. The civs with more crazy play potential, if you will. So I think this is going to be interesting to look at. Alright, let me load up game 1. If I can find it. Is it this one? No. Okay, this one. Let's change the scene. Here we go. Okay, so game 1 on Highland. We have Portuguese from ShiXo and Japanese from NeoZz. Okay, yeah, they're both still in OS, so it's just AOE 2 GG, which doesn't show clans for some reason. I'm sorry, OS Plus. I don't know where the plus comes from, but yeah. It used to be OS, now it's OS Plus. I don't know. Okay, nice. ShiXo just takes the sheep with the king. Again, we have kind of a... Oh, this is interesting. So, One crossing is close to the monument. The other one is kind of shifted to the right. So this kind of leaves more safe fish to ShiXo. Kinda, he's got 2 deep fish. NeoZz only has 1. Also has a single short fish on this side. So yeah, NeoZz will probably have to go and fish in the middle. Although if you do that, then your opponent is going to be seeing how much stuff you have on water, right? So I don't know about that. Anyway. Okay, 3 on wood for the time being. If he goes 5, then he's going for the dock. I mean, these players are high elo. Yeah. If you see water, you just go for the dock. That's what every high elo player thinks. And I mean, they're not wrong most of the times. Ooh, Maxi, I think if the monument was made to trickle resources, I feel like it wouldn't be fair. Because on most maps it basically boils down to whose king can get there faster, right? You start with no scout, so you have no real way to fight for the monument unless you make some militia or you go up to feudal or you send vills. But even if you do that, then the king is so fast that you can just run around the monument, avoid units. I don't know, and that would give too much of an advantage to the one who got there first out of sheer luck, basically. Well, Maxi, I don't think there was a single game where it was actively contested, but if you want to see a game where the monument played a role, you should see ShiXo's set against Raid. Game 2 was just amazing. And yeah, the monument mattered a lot in that one, so definitely go watch that one. Still, best game in the league we've had until now. Look at this, NeoZz is saying, okay, we're sharing. We're clanmates, we're sharing. Yeah, I was looking at the wolf. We'll probably go back and watch the walling after the game is done. Okay, ShiXo made a couple of militia. He's chasing the petard? Okay. No, wolves do not attack the king. They prefer leaner cuts of meat. Okay, militia going on the wood line. I like how the king just followed the militia to watch it clobber one of his men, but yeah. Okay, we got Loom from ShiXo. Okay, he's not going to berries. I mean, you normally do not do this on water maps, but you got the Portuguese bonus, so I guess you can do that. Also, I don't think he's going to be contesting water too much, so that's fine. This militia is pressuring this area. We have more militia coming, but from NeoZz this time. Third one on the way. He is Japanese, so the moment he hits feudal, he's going to be able to, well, they're going to be attacking faster. Took the hill as well, so he got some nice damage over there. Now, we didn't mention that we got the fortified wall generation. So this time, I'm sure one single petal would not be taking down the wall. And we have a man-at-arm coming in from NeoZz. Oh, ShiXo might be able to take that Vil. Quick wall. No. Hero Militia saving. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, the Vil goes down. Nice. Oh wait, is he going for the... No, no way he goes for the tower, right? Yeah, yeah, he's going back. Oh, ShiXo is going... Okay. He's trying fast castle. He's got a transport ready. Where is it? Oh, he's not showing it. Oh, but there's fires coming. Okay, ShiXo, you need to put this ship over here. You just let your fishing ships go down. Actually, run this way. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. There we go, ShiXo. There we go. Okay. We need some gold to go up. I guess he doesn't want to sell more stone because he wants to get the castle. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, if this one stays alive... Okay, better explodes on the Man-at-Arm's face. Okay, ShiXo, I think I can do it. He's up to castle. Honestly, at this point, lead away this one. I think we can just transport right now, right? To be extra sure. Extra safe, I mean. Delete a piece of palisade, you run around. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Look at this, NeoZz is... Yeah, NeoZz is expecting this. Now, it's a single fire, so if you get the Vils here, you can probably make it on time, but if you see the fire, you have to go when you're about to reach Castle Age, right? Because you cannot give your opponent time to react to this. Oh, there he is, there he is, there he is. Oh, oh, oh. NeoZz is watching. Is the transport coming? Oh, oh, oh. Ooh, 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 the fire went for the dock. Okay. Go, 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 go. Okay. It's 9 Vils. Do petals get bonus damage against ships? I don't think they do. Yeah, they don't. Okay. It's 9 Vils. There's 3 Man-at-Arms here, 3 more in queue. ShiXo. Okay, it's Japanese Man-at-Arms. Oh, jeez. Okay, no, maybe NeoZz can stop this. Right. There's Man-at-Arms. If the castle was already going up, you can just wall it. Wall around. There's a single archer. Yeah, that archer will stop the villagers. Yeah, this one doesn't go up. Oh, that's a shame. Honestly, if you want to do a power play as NeoZz, just get arson. Get away with the archers. Just take down the castle with the Man-at-Arms. Yeah, ShiXo just calls the GG here. So NeoZz takes game 1. It's a shame. Maybe with more Vils. I don't know why he went for the castle there. I guess there were Man-at-Arms here, so maybe if you distract them and free this space, you can drop the castle here. I don't know. Yeah, I agree with both statements. I think he first of all, he walked too much, and yeah, as I was mentioning, feudal. I think the moment you click up to castle and you know you're going to have enough stone, you just take these vills. Honestly, any vill who is not mining stone, you take them and you transport them right away. So the moment you hit castle, you just drop it, and your opponent has no time to react. That's a shame. He could have pulled it off. But again, it's Japanese men-at-arms, so it's not easy to... You can't even fight them with vills. That's the issue. Okay, so let me load up game 2. Which is going to be on Saltmarsh. Okay, so we have NeoZz here in the blue playing as the Lithuanians, and ShiXo here in the red playing as the Incas. Second time we see Incas today, third time we see Lithuanians. Oh, and NeoZz is already going for the Eastern Militia. I mean, it makes sense, right? It was always something that Lithuanians could do. But in these settings, it's even better because you have no need to build the barracks. And you start with 100 extra food, so basically you just use your bonus to have 2 militia, and then you go back to being a normal civ. So that's good thinking. And you can just pretty much prevent your opponent from taking food here. Right, you can just sit on the board. You can just go and attack the chickens. I know they made changes to the decay on animals, so now if you kill them with units, they still provide food. But still, if you kill them here, they're far away from your opponent's DC. They're going to decay even though he's not taking them. Because sure, with chickens, sometimes you just walk the long distance instead of making a meal. I don't know if ShiXo likes to do the funnel. I personally hate the funnel, but yeah. Okay, ShiXo's still able to take the second board, that's nice. Make it so that the king slowly dies around the monument. Okay, so monuments are poisonous to kings now. I mean, you could still take it with the petard, right? Although I guess the petard moves slower, so yeah. I don't know, I'm just not a fan of buildings providing a trickle of resources. Aside from very specific situations. So Feitoria is okay because, you know, you have to get to Imp and invest into it. But maps like I hate Aftermath, for example. Those trade workshops giving you resources for free. Okay, ShiXo is going for with vills. He's got militia as well. His militia is actually cheaper than NeoZz. Oh, and yeah, and ShiXo was long distance taking gold, now that I think about it. And ShiXo doesn't know. Well, he will know. But it's going to be 4 militia against 3. And his militias are over here. Okay, ShiXo, please, please do not use the petard on the walls. Oh, this is very high HP for a tower. Yeah, NeoZz got lucky here with the amount of HP on the tower. Okay, NeoZz is coming with the militia. Where's the petard? Do not use the petard. Okay, there we go. No! Oh no, that's a waste. Yeah, maybe with the petard you can do enough them. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, 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 NeoZz notices. That's sad. But yeah, more vills coming. Militia, and there's the tower supporting as well. Yeah, this is over. Ah, that's a shame. Unlucky from ShiXo. Because of the generation. Like, this is almost 900 HP more than you usually have on generations, meaning that this would have been down already if this was any other generation. Okay, Otter, see ya. Good luck. Ah. I mean, sure. Somewhat unlucky from ShiXo that he also used the petard, but I guess I mean, sure, it's unlucky because you cannot pull this one off if you have that many HP on a tower. But at the same time, you know how many HP your opponent's tower is going to have. Because it's the same as yours, right? So if you look at your own tower and you see how many HP you have to, you know, change your plans, basically. So, yeah, there's that. It's a shame. It's a shame. ShiXo really had a chance in both games. I mean, here, even with the amount of HP, if he didn't use the petard on the militia and the petard was used on the tower instead, I think he can win this. I think the tower goes down. But yeah, it was wasted on a militia. Previous game, he didn't go out fast enough. Yeah, it was brutal. Okay. Okay, so that's going to be the last set for today. I'll try to cast auto live, but no promises. So we'll see. If I do, I'll just send a message on the server and let you guys know. At least at the latest, if I'm casting it at the latest, I will send a message 1 hour before the set. So, and I will also tell Otter, because I know he likes to send a message on his server to tell people when his sets are being casted. Okay, anyway, let's see if there's anyone we can raid. So, okay, Otter just went live, so I'm going to send you to him, despite the fact that he raided me before. It was definitely not done. But yeah. So, thank you for watching. I hope you had a good one. I'll be seeing you next time.